Hey guys, Jimmy Vegas here, and today we are taking a look at a little asset in the Unity asset store called 9 Fantasy Buildings. So initially, the first screenshot you would see, which is the one we see here, just looks like it's pretty standard. There's no special scene to it or anything, but the buildings themselves are quite nice in quality. So in the scene view, I have modified it just a little bit. Guys know I always like to add a little bit of post-processing. I like fantasy kind of stuff as well, so the bloom is a little bit eccentric there. So, like I say, quality-wise, these are actually built quite nice. And if I take off the post-processing, we can see that they are fairly detailed quite nicely. They are built rather solid, so they can be used as, well, decorative. Not specifically for inside, as we can see, but generally, when designing worlds, you wouldn't build the inside of them as well as the outside. You would go to, like, a little bit separately, especially if you're wanting to save memory or something. Think of it like Skyrim, I guess. So yeah, there are 9 buildings in total, and they are very, very nice. It is free as well, so anything that's free, you really can't fault that. The size is 152 megabytes, which isn't huge, but it isn't small. Just be mindful if you've got slow connection or anything like that. But what you see is what you get with this, and it is very, very nice, like I said. Overall, there are many different types of buildings. You could easily build multiple villages in something like an RPG. I'd say they're probably more designed and more geared towards an RPG design rather than, say, for example, a survival horror game, unless you're making that style of survival horror. But they would fit in very nicely with almost any RPG. Now, you could modify these to a great degree if you wanted to. So I'm going to take... let's take this house, for example. This house right here, you could modify this, as I always do. I always like to take assets a little bit further than what they are, play around the normal maps, that kind of thing. So you could just go to the material, go to where the normal map is, change it if you want to a grayscale, just click apply, see how that looks, make it look a bit grittier. Go back to the material on it, increase it if you want to, change it to albedo alpha, make it look really crazy. Again, maybe change the color to a deep red or something if you're going for that style game. So the customizability, look right there, we just changed that into something completely different. So the customizability is very high on this one because there is so much to deal with. Content wise, there is more than what you would need. I mean, there you go, that's what you get there. I kind of like this mansion as well. I really feel that has been designed with, like, I'd say Oblivion at heart. I would say maybe Oblivion. But I do like the design of this mansion itself. It's actually quite nice. So yeah, you get them. Obviously, you get the materials. You even get this scene that I'm in, which is the overview. But you also get other scenes with just the single buildings in. I always like those pre-made scenes. I think they always help. And obviously, the textures for you to play around with. So in the way of extras, there isn't really any extras. What you see is what you get. It sells itself as what it is, which is 9 fantasy buildings. And it is just that. So like I said, it's very useful for you if you're making an RPG style game. I quite like how this looks, and I think this will fit into most RPG games. And quite frankly, I am probably going to use this asset in my RPG series at some point because I think this will fit in very nicely with that series. Like I said, it's customizable. The versatility of it is quite high. You can change it to look how you want it to. You don't have to keep it as it is. And I always encourage people who download assets to always modify them to how they would like them to be according to their game. Don't just take them as they are. Modify them, play around with them. You'll always find great things. And the folders in this, neat and tidy. It's always great to see neat and tidy folders. So as you guys know, I don't rate assets. I either recommend them or I don't. And I would recommend this one. If you're making any type of fantasy game, I think these are going to serve some purpose in your game. They are nice enough. And for free, you really can't knock that at all. Like I said, I'm probably going to put them in my RPG series. So you'll probably see this asset pack in that series at some point. Anyway, it's a very nice asset. So, yes, I'd recommend it if you're making an RPG or a fantasy game or anything like that. It'll suit you quite well. So, guys, have you used this asset? Let me know your comments on it below in my comments on the video. And if you've got an asset yourself on the asset store, whether it's free or paid, let me know, and we'll see if we get it reviewed. Don't forget, click subscribe, click the bell icon as well, stay up to date with everything about game development on my channel. Guys, thank you very much for watching.